This is a MidUnit2 test review guide. We're going to go over some problems to prepare for the MidUnit2 test. Question number 1 is called classifying polynomials. We have two parts, part A and part B. Part B, we have a polynomial here that has been expanded already. In part B, you have a factored form polynomial. Here are some videos to watch to further explain these topics. For now, let's go ahead and go over these solutions here. So on this polynomial, the degree, we look at the exponents, so 2, 4, and 3, and we select the biggest exponent, so it'll be 4. So this is a fourth degree polynomial, and the leading coefficient can be found with the degree. So the coefficient is 3. The y-intercept is going to be the constant. So the constant is the number with no variable with it, so it'll be positive 12. The sign matters, so if this was minus 12, then your y-intercept would be negative 12. There's no need to graph on this problem, you just need to identify. On this one, the videos here explain in detail how to do this. However, we'll go into the solutions here. So the degree for something like this, if we were to multiply all this out, and I will give you the when you multiply all this out, I'll write it down in a few seconds. But one way to tell the degree is that if we were to multiply it out, you would have to deal with x to the power of 1 right here, x to the power of 1, and there's an x squared here, there's a squared. So if you multiply x times x squared, you add the exponents, so that would be 2, 3, 4. That would be a fourth degree. Okay, and the leading coefficient is, you will need to multiply the coefficients on the variables. So you would multiply the 1 times, there's a 1 right here as well, times, there's a 2 here, however it's squared, so it's 2 squared, so this would be 4. So the leading coefficient would be 4. So when you multiply all this out, you should see that the leading coefficient is 4 and the degree is 4, and then the rest of the polynomial. The y-intercept, one way to get the y-intercept is by multiplying everything out, and you would look for the constant just like you did on the first one. Or, since we know it's a y-intercept, we're going to let x be 0, or we're going to substitute 0. So it looks like this. So this is 5 times negative 3. This is 0 minus 3. Oh, and right here is 0. So 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 2 is negative 2 squared. So this is negative 15. 5 times negative 3 times negative 2 squared is 4. So that would be negative 60. So your y-intercept would be negative 60. Question number 2.